Can a dollar margarita rescue a struggling restaurant? Surprisingly, yes. It's just one of many clever strategies these chains use to survive in today's constantly shifting restaurant landscape. Founded in 1957 as Smithy's Pancake House, Perkins Restaurant and Bakery expanded rapidly in the late 90s, reaching nearly 500 locations across 32 states. However, a merger with Murray Callender's set the stage for a difficult 21st century, beginning with the unexpected closure of multiple locations in 2011. This led to bankruptcy, resulting in the loss of 65 restaurants and 2,500 jobs. In 2019, the company filed for bankruptcy once again. However, Perkins and Murray Callender's were soon acquired by Ascent Hospitality Management, which would eventually spark a revival for the brand. Looking to stay competitive amid rising inflation and fast food breakfast trends, Perkins announced a major transformation for 2024. The rebranding effort includes a redesign with a vintage fresh look and an Americana vibe. As described by then Perkins president Tony Renane, the chain will now be known as Perkins American Food Company, dropping the restaurant and bakery from its name. Along with a new menu featuring signature burgers, the brand is launching a smaller, fast casual spin-off called Perkins Express, aimed at small towns and food courts. As Ronayne discussed with CBS, guests are really looking forward to an opportunity to enjoy American classics. They want a piece of nostalgia. It's a slice of yesterday in a place that feels like today.
It's baked into everything we do at Perkins.
When Evelyn Overton opened a small cheesecake bakery in Detroit, she likely never imagined her son David would turn it into a massive chain. Drawing inspiration from her work, he founded the Cheesecake Factory in Southern California. By 2013, the chain had expanded to 163 U.S. locations and had international presence in the Middle East, East Asia, and Mexico. However, by the 2010s, the brand faced a backlash for its oversized portions and high-calorie meals, with Men's Health labeling it America's worst family restaurant. In 2017, sales began to dip, but the real crisis hit in 2020 when the pandemic forced the company to close 27 restaurants, and stock prices plummeted. Despite these challenges, the Cheesecake Factory's strategy to embrace technology in 2017 set the stage for a comeback. The brand introduced delivery services at all locations and revamped its marketing, emphasizing fresh ingredients through social media. While the pandemic still caused setbacks, the company has weathered the storm and is currently in a growth phase. With 371 restaurants worldwide under its various brands, David Overton is optimistic about the future. In 2015, Pizza Hut's closure of its longest-running location seemed like a sign of impending trouble. Established in 1958, the chain had expanded to 11,000 locations in nearly 100 countries, but struggled in the 2010s with declining sales, especially as dine-in services fell behind delivery demand. This resulted in bankruptcy and the closure of hundreds of U.S. locations in 2020. In 2021, Flynn Restaurant Group stepped in, acquiring 20% of Pizza Hut's locations to help revitalize the brand. By 2023, the turnaround was evident, with U.S. same-store sales growing 8%, the largest increase in 13 years, and overall system sales rising 5%, marking the chain's best performance in 15 years.
No one outbeats the Hut.
Flynn revitalized Pizza Hut by closing low-performing stores and prioritizing delivery, where the real profit lies. Yum Brands CFO Chris Turner credited the success to partnerships with third-party delivery services, emphasizing their positive impact on the brand's recovery. Turner explained, "If the restaurant is running short of drivers, we can use aggregators as a relief valve to get delivery capacity." Pizza Hut is reintroducing classic menu items like the Big New Yorker pizza and launching new options like melt sandwiches for solo diners. To connect with younger customers, the brand leverages social media, including viral TikTok content featuring Lil Jon's Pizza What remix. California Pizza Kitchen, CPK, has always been resourceful, beginning with a single leased location in Beverly Hills, funded by personal savings, loans, and support from friends. By 1992, just under a decade after its debut, CPK had expanded to 26 locations, amassing a dedicated fan base. However, the brand faced significant challenges in the 2010s due to stiff competition from fast casual dining and the rise of food delivery apps. The COVID-19 pandemic exacerbated these struggles, decimating dine-in sales, which made up nearly 80% of its business. CPK saw a 75% decline in sales, closed about 15% of its locations, and filed for bankruptcy with $400 million in debt, as reported by FSR. Despite these setbacks, CPK made a swift recovery. Emerging from bankruptcy in November 2020, the chain boosted U.S. sales by more than $70 million in 2021. The key to this revival was a focus on expansion, franchising domestically and internationally, and moving into unconventional spaces like airports and stadiums. Today, CPK operates nearly 200 locations in 11 countries, with no signs of slowing down. Under CEO Jeff Warren, who took the helm in 2022, CPK's turnaround has centered on strengthening its loyal customer base through rewards programs and sweepstakes, rather than solely chasing new customers. Before 2020, Golden Corral faced declining fortunes, struggling with kitchen hygiene issues, unhappy staff, and stiff competition in the crowded buffet scene. The COVID-19 pandemic only worsened matters, as diners avoided communal food trays and crowded spaces, sealing the restaurant's fate during that time.
We are actually a very clean and safe restaurant, and we have just been working nonstop to try to meet all of our protocols.
Golden Corral faced significant challenges, including bankruptcies, over 100 restaurant closures, and 2,300 furloughed employees during the pandemic. However, instead of giving up, the chain saw an opportunity for recovery. They enhanced their cleanliness standards and improved employee relations, all while keeping prices affordable for customers. As the pandemic reshaped the restaurant industry, Golden Corral found itself with fewer competitors and became a comforting choice for diners craving familiarity, value, and good times. In 2022, CEO Lance Trenary received the prestigious Gold Plate Award from the International Food Service Manufacturers Association, and by 2023, the chain saw a 17% growth in sales, with locations earning over $100,000 weekly. Golden Corral has capitalized on advertising to younger, multicultural audiences, even airing commercials on Telemundo in Spanish. With its newfound success, the company is expanding further, launching a fast casual concept called Homeward Kitchen in North Carolina, signaling even more growth ahead. Trenary explained to FSR magazine, "We've caught lightning in a bottle at Golden Corral, and I want to make sure we figure out how to keep the lid on it." Founded in 1935 during the Great Depression, Friendly's began as an ice cream shop and grew into a 500-location empire by the 1970s. Despite facing significant challenges in the 21st century, including 2 bankruptcies, the brand continues to reinvent itself and persist against the odds.
I hope they'll stay afloat. There's a lot of competition. There's so many restaurants. It's just tough.
Acquired by Amici Partners in 2020, Friendly's now operates 103 locations. CEO Sharif Mityaz is focused on its resurgence, noting the closure of 23 underperforming sites from 2020 to 2023. As he shared with Forbes, some of the restaurant's operations weren't to our brand standard. They were old and tiresome. Sometimes to grow, you have to shrink. Friendly's is undergoing a major revival with a 3-part strategy: restaurant remodels, a refreshed menu, and nostalgic marketing focused on family and ice cream. The brand has teamed up with the Jonas Brothers, offering special sundaes inspired by Nick, Joe, and Kevin. As Kevin shared in a press release, "We've been hooked on Friendly's since we were little. Fun fact, we decided on the band's name at our local Friendly's back in 2005. Friendly's is branching out beyond the Northeast, with new locations opening in Texas, a fast-growing state that CEO Mityaz sees as key to their growth." In 2014, Olive Garden was struggling, facing declining popularity as younger diners sought more authentic and trendy options. A critical 294-page report by the Starboard Value hedge fund highlighted the chain's missteps, including a bloated menu and improperly cooked pasta. This scathing evaluation led to a management overhaul and set the stage for Olive Garden's resurgence. Under then CEO Gene Lee, the chain returned to its Italian roots, removing non-Italian dishes, introducing a refined wine selection, and enhancing takeout services, preparing it well for the future, especially as the pandemic struck. These changes paid off for parent company Darden Restaurants, which saw stock prices soar by 140% in just 5 years. By 2023, Olive Garden remained one of the top-grossing restaurant chains in the U.S., with sales exceeding $5 billion, proving that its revamped approach was a recipe for success.
How has business been today?
It's been excellent. We've been full basically the whole day.
Millennials have surprisingly boosted Olive Garden's success, with restaurant expert Christopher Muller highlighting this trend to the Gazette. Millennials haven't stopped buying homes and going to sit-down restaurants. They are just doing it a little later. Now these younger people are starting families, and that's always been Olive Garden's core audience. Olive Garden maintains full dining rooms by keeping menu prices stable despite inflation, along with enticing offers like the endless pasta bowl. Applebee's celebrated a major milestone in 1998 with its 1,000th location, just 2 decades after opening its first restaurant.
You're feeling good because you're at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar. They're cooking riblets in the kitchen and the chicken's starting to sizzle.
Kate Taylor of Business Insider attributes Applebee's success to its consistent and dependable dining experience. They weren't too fancy, they weren't too cheap, but they hit a nice sweet spot in the middle for people. After being acquired by Dine Brands, Applebee's struggled during the 2008 recession. In an attempt to stay relevant, the chain introduced trendier items like hand-cut steaks, but these efforts failed, leading to numerous closures. However, in 2017, new leadership revitalized the brand with the introduction of the Dollarita, a dollar margarita. This move proved hugely successful, drawing in both younger and older patrons, increasing food sales, and significantly boosting alcohol sales, which accounted for 15% of revenue by 2019.
Oh, that's good.
Applebee's, with nearly 1,600 locations nationwide, remains a staple in American dining. Despite closing around 30 stores, Dine Brands aims to reduce costs and refocus resources on the more successful sites. Additionally, the company is testing a new concept by combining Applebee's and IHOP in a single location, possibly with a smaller footprint. Promotions like Applebee's Date Night continue to attract customers, while viral moments, such as Walker Hayes' Fancy Like Applebee's TikTok, have also helped maintain the brand's strong presence in the market.